Welcome back to the Zikihland Talks Music Podcast. I'm so glad you're here today. This episode is going to be something special. We're calling it The Legacy, the Soul, and the Flame. Why gospel music will never die. And that's because today I'm combining 3 episodes into one powerful celebration of gospel music. Episode 5, 6, and 7 all rolled into one. We're going to journey through the lives and lyrics of the greatest Southern gospel songwriters, walk through the roots and reverence of old school black gospel, and close by talking about the future, the reason why gospel music still matters, still heals, and will never ever die. When we talk about Southern gospel music, we have to start with the songwriters, the faithful pens behind the lyrics that continue to move hearts across generations. Let's begin with Dottie Rambo, the mother of Southern gospel. Her songs weren't just melodies, they were sermons wrapped into harmony. From He Looked Beyond My Fault to I Go to the Rock, she brought poetry, pain, and praise together. Dottie wrote over 2,500 songs. Many of them were born from deep suffering and real-life trials. Then there's Squire Parsons, the man behind Sweet Beulah Land. His music paints heaven not as some far-off idea, but a homecoming for the soul. He reminds us that gospel music doesn't just prepare us for death, it helps us live. Bill and Gloria Gaither. Now they're a powerhouse duo. They gave us Because He Lives, The King is Coming, and Something Beautiful. Their work redefined what gospel could sound like in the modern era, while staying rooted in deep truth. And finally, Mosey Lister, a name not everyone knows, but a voice that echoes in every quartet and revival hall. Songs like Where No One Stands Alone and Then I Met the Master still bring people to tears and hope to hearts. These songwriters didn't just write music, they left a spiritual inheritance. Maybe you've got your own song, your own story, a line or lyric that's carried you through. I encourage you to honor the people who wrote those songs, because when we sing them, we join a chorus that stretches across time. This part is personal, because this is where I started. Old school black gospel. Songs that didn't just play in church. They lived in the walls. They cried with us, shouted with us, danced with us, and comforted us when no one else could. We're talking about the deep roots. Thomas Dorsey, the father of gospel music. He blended the blues with the Bible, and we got Precious Lord, Take My Hand. That song alone has carried generations through grief and hardship. Mahalia Jackson, that thunderous voice filled with power and pain. Shirley Caesar, whose fire and anointing still shake the room. James Cleveland, Albertina Walker, the Caravans, Willie Banks, and the Canton Spirituals. They weren't entertainers. They were ministers. Old school gospel wasn't always clean and polished. It was raw. And that's what made it real. This music came from sorrow, but it brought joy from oppression, but it declared freedom. From the cotton fields, the juke joints, the prayer meetings, the storefront churches came a sound that no storm could drown out. I think of songs like Trouble in My Way, God's Goodness, Old Ship of Zion, and Lord Don't Move My Mountain. These weren't just songs. They were testimonies. There were times in my life where I didn't have the right words to say, but those old gospel songs said them for me. They gave me peace. They gave me strength. And most of all, they reminded me that I was not alone. Here's the truth. Gospel music may evolve, but it will never die. Why? Because people still hurt. People still need hope. And gospel music is hope, set to melody. It reminds us of God's promises when we forget them. It lifts us when we fall. It speaks to the soul like nothing else can. You see, gospel music isn't about trends. It's about truth. The styles may change, the beat may shift, but the message is eternal. From the red-backed hymnal to the Hampden organ, from quartet harmonies to praise and worship teams, it's all gospel. And gospel is the flame that refuses to go out. People often ask, is gospel music still relevant? My answer is, if God is still relevant, then gospel is still relevant. In a world full of noise, gospel music is still the sound of peace. In a world full of questions, it's still the answer. As long as these are hurting people, praying people, worshiping people, there will always be gospel music. Because gospel isn't just music, it's ministry. Thank you for listening to this special episode of Zikihland Talks Music. This was a labor of love, and I hope it stirred something in you. If you've been blessed by the legacy, the soul, or the flame of gospel music, share this episode with someone. Let the message keep burning. Until next time, keep singing, keep standing, and remember, gospel music is forever.